What were you doing in 2001?
I don't know, touching myself and playing Elder Scrolls games. Probably. I don't know. I did go through puberty very young. I remember being one of the first dudes in the PE changing room with a massive 70s bush.
But you'll be selling your knickers next. After, you can sell those that you just shit in this morning when you came in. He fucking walked in.
Selling them. I don't have any left.
Lads, I were eating yesterday and it's not come out. They went over in corner over there. What would be the most extravagant thing that you would have in your dream home?
I'm Adam.
And I'm Josh.
And welcome to the Breaking Bread podcast. I'm going to lead this week with a bit of a disclaimer. If you hear any weird kind of squelching noises, don't panic. Just me reaching into my pants to extricate my testicle from my inner thigh because it's a bit warm. So I might just occasionally, pop it off. But we're not going to talk about the heat because I'm sick to death of hearing about it. But
You literally just brought it
I
up.
know, but it is warm. I thought we'd pay lip service to the fact that it's very much warmer than usual in England, but I don't want to go on about it too long. How have you been anyway? If it's been a long time since we recorded.
Yeah, those that are listening won't know that we hadn't seen each other for a couple of weeks. It's been a minute. I'm all right, mate. I was just saying before we started rolling, I'm a bit stressed with work. It's got very busy, which makes the podcast a little bit harder to dedicate the time to. But you've been busy as well, haven't you?
I'm always pretty busy. But it's usual stuff. Filming.
How does it feel to be like a superstar? Because it seems like every video that you touch turns to gold at the minute.
I'm just very fortunate. I'm a very fortunate man that for whatever reason, a lot of people are watching lately. Lots of people discovering the channel for the first time, which is nice.
That must be pretty wild. To see those comments.
Yeah. It's fun. Like, it's funny that people. I don't want to say that sounds weird to say famous people, but people that I've been getting a lot of messages lately from people that are just that are kind of notable in some way, right? And they've started watching like, oh, have you ever seen this guy? I've watched all this, and I'm like, wow, that dude's famous for something,
Like Benny Blanco, you know, fucking clue who he was.
Yeah, that was one of them. But I had a couple of some boxing guy. I don't think he's elite level. He's not Jake Paul. No, I don't want to say he's not. He's a professional boxer, but I don't know who he is basically. And but it's nice to see like different types of people. And it was funny. I was out in. I don't often go out drinking. It's maybe a little bit more common.
It seems
lately, but I don't know. And I got recognized like 20 times. 20. I was counting. I mean, I might have lost count by the end. I was a bit drunk, but like 20 times. Which was really nice to just meet people. And it's funny when they talk about old videos. They're like, I just discovered your videos like a month ago. And I went back and I watched that one from like 2019. I'm like, I don't remember that, but thanks for watching it.
That must be pretty trippy.
Yeah, because you sometimes meet people that it feels like know more about a point in your life that you maybe don't really remember that acutely.
That's happening more to me recently as well, like with this podcast. So people are like, oh, listen to the podcast, when you were talking about X, Y, or Z. And like that podcast, we might have recorded it a month, 6 weeks,
so 3 months ago.
3 months ago. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking
about? It's nice that though, isn't it? Because that means I think that people are, at least at some level, enjoy what you're doing. And that's the whole motivation for like why I'm alive, I think.
In fact, it happened yesterday. So George and I took a team trip out to get a haircut.
You got a nice skin fade going on there. Yeah.
George is even tighter. He's like down to the bone. But we went to see our barber and he was like, oh, thanks for the shout out on the podcast, Alex at Top Draw Barbers. And he's like, here's some communal wax. Right, see it? Here's some communal wax for the team. And also, because you said mustache wax, is like, I've got some mustache wax for beard.
But that's like fucking Vaseline now in this seat. You know what I mean?
So that's a gift.
Thanks, mate.
That's a gift from Alex. I mean...
Thanks, man.
Use it if you wish. But
I'll probably use it between the two episodes we're going to shoot today.
Yeah, when he said it to me, I'm thinking, fucking hell, what's he on about? We recorded that so long ago.
It's nice, though. It's nice.
Those that are listening, this is a bit of a hot take.
Oh, yeah.
What you're listening to is actually recorded yesterday. So this is how far behind we've got with recorded that the turnaround time is tomorrow. This is going out tomorrow. So George has got a lot of fucking work to be doing this afternoon.
I'm not in tune with that level of efficiency. When I film videos, they're up 3 months later. You'll have a fun afternoon then, George.
We'll start off as we normally do. I'll mention fuck Spotify. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they've gone dark on us. You know, we're gonna have to find an alternative provider.
To be fair, though, I mean, I did expect that after my massive rant at the bar.
And we released the video on my channel last week where it was basically 12 minutes of you complaining.
12 minutes calling him shit, start to finish. Whatever, I'm over it now. I like being independent anyway, you know me.
Yeah, that's it. So as we have said before, we're going to start off every podcast with a comment from the YouTube comments section. And as I mentioned on the last week's episode, we were going to get an in-house band. We have got an in-house band.
Get out of town.
Mate, we've actually got a jingle for this segment, so roll VT.
Time for a YouTube comment from you.
So what do you think to the jingle?
Yeah, it's good.
It's so shit, isn't it? Right, so let's read out the comment. I'm assuming it's this YouTube comment from Lauren Griffin, George. All right. This is actually from your channel. Must be from Adam's channel. Great seeing Josh in the vid with you. Series regular, maybe? ?
Oh, that wasn't my channel. Are we picking them from my YouTube channel? Yeah, I did, because I sent that to you. I screenshotted it and said that one. Josh, you always get some. There's always some dickhead that says, no, "Don't bring some bloke I don't know on your channel." But overwhelmingly, most people say, "Josh sounds like a laugh. Get him on another video," which is always what you want to see.
Yeah.
Openness to new things. He's not going to be a series regular, but I like to have him back now and then. You know, he's handy with a camera.
Yes, I actually didn't look at the YouTube comments on that video. I remember when I went on your channel last year. I was like meticulously like going through the comments to see if anybody would give me any shit. This year, I was like, I spent that much time with you reading comments on this.
Yeah. No, it was positive. It was mostly positive.
Maybe we should find some bad ones. Yeah, fair enough. So thanks for the comment, Lauren. And we move on to the next section. All right, so I went on a pretty big job last week, mate. And a potential guest. What are you laughing at?
I went on a pretty big job last week, mate. All right, Compo, what did you go? What was the job you went on? I know you went to Yorkshire Wildlife Park because I saw you put some pictures on your story. Yours is one of the few stories I actually look at. And I've been there and I thought it was ultra shit. But
wow.
you told me it's good. I know you're working for them, so I shouldn't say that.
Mate, can we bleep that out? Can you dub over that and put ultra good?
Beard thinks something shit. What a surprise.
No, but
Do you like anything?
I'm not really a zoo kind of bloke. I know it's not really a zoo. There's a difference between zoo and wildlife, but I just think I'm not an outdoorsy type, right? And animals aren't that interesting to me. I'd rather watch David Attenborough talk about them on a TV show than go experience it. So it's no reflection on what it actually is, just that I didn't really like it. Anyway, how was the show?
Well, it's funny you say that. So obviously most television shows are like the Life at the Zoo or David Attenborough. They're pretty, I'm going to say boring. That's probably the only way to describe it. They're pretty boring. Educational, but that Life at the Zoo, it's like...
They're not high octane.
Nah, you know, like they'll spend fucking 20 minutes talking about... And Dave, the cricket, is going to try and mate Margaret. And there's like a zookeeper going, fucking hell.
They wouldn't name a cricket. Come on.
The cricket Dave manages to get his end away so we can have like multiple crickets. And then they just drag it out for 20 minutes like a story. Then fucking Dave dies and they make it right sad. And tune in next week to see if the zebra eats a leaf off a tree. Like that. So that was basically the
you need to watch more nature documentaries. I don't think there's ever leaves, do they?
So the CEO of the wildlife park got in contact with me. It's like, we want to make a TV show that's not that. It's the absolute opposite of that. And I was like, why TV? I was like, why would you want to be on television? You know, for my grandma to watch it at 7:00. Like, why not own your own media? You come to the YouTube people. Like, why can we not make you some YouTube content? So like, sounds good. It's like, well, we want to try and invite some influencers down, you know, or like celebrities to come and experience the park. And that was like the extent of that was the extent of the brief, to which I made a show out of it.
I can't believe you didn't ask me. Who the fuck are you asking then?
It's like actually
real famous
people. You got spotted 20 times in Leeds, mate. So long story short, I made a show it were all last minute, but I made a show with Joe O'Meara from S Club 7. And we shot it.
Fucking hell.
That's fucking A-list, that, mate. S Club 7. They're like one of the, I think we should probably get some stats in here, but like they're one of the most famous bands to break America. What are you laughing at?
That's really that really tickled me. The talented one from S Club 7.
Yeah, the lead singer, the only one that could sing, I believe.
She has some good pipes on her. Do you think she could get what was her name? It was one that I used to really fancy. Hannah.
Hannah?
Yeah, the smallest
Rachel Stevens, wasn't she in it?
No, she was a little too I don't want to objectify women here, right? But she was a little too. You know what I mean. I like a weird looking women. Yeah, there was like so there was there were 4 women and no, I didn't get the maths right. S Club 7, so there must be 7 people in there.
Mate, you know what? I actually didn't know who else was in S Club 7. I joked all week. Because obviously I wasn't a big fan of S Club 7. So every time I was with Joe, I was like, I really enjoyed like listening to you back in the day when you were at Sugar Babes. And it was like an ongoing thing. Like every time I were on camera with her, I was like, what it been at Spice Girls? I just kept fucking cracking jokes.
That's good.
But yeah, so we had a blast and we shot it in a style of almost like have you seen like Below Deck? Almost like a reality show where we do like static, like proper professional, like Netflix style interviews, but then we shot everything behind the scenes. So like crew were involved and it will be almost like a Below Deck YouTube vlog hybrid of like what it's like to
How
run
big is the crew?
We had a four-person crew, so we had 2 cameras.
That's bigger than TV production. Well, some TV productions.
Sound up, and I would direct a producer, so it were fucking intense, mate. What are you smiling at? You
Scorsese.
Just watch. Wait till this goes out.
When's it going to be out?
Well, we've got.
Are you guys editing it as well?
Yeah. So we've got 1.5 terabytes of footage to get through over 3. It's a 3-day shoot.
You shooting 4K?
No, we didn't. We shot 1080. That's fucking a lot of footage. So we've got a bit of a learning curve to try and pull this to life, but I think we've got it. But it'll be a learning curve for George anyway. This will be a new one for you, mate. We'll be all right. But yeah, it were good, mate. It were.
She can't get me Hannah from S Club 7's number. She can't. You can't like finagle that for me.
I think we can get that for you.
Just in case.
She kind of looks a bit like Mrs. Beard.
This is me testing out like if Mrs. Beard listens, which I know she doesn't. So if she's really mad when I get, like tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, this will be why.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm only joking, by the way.
You're going away again, aren't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good to film with her. So like she's proper Essex lady, like, she got stuck in, proper good sport. I think she might be a good guest for the podcast, to be fair. Like we should potentially bring her on.
Yeah, didn't you ask her at the time?
No,
I'm kind of scratching around here. Nobody's not exactly clamouring to come on.
I thought I'd run it past you. I'm probably going to run it past you off camera, but we'll do it now on camera. Like if you're game to have one of the members of F Club 7 on, she's fucking ace.
Yeah,
man,
why would I not? Mate, I've got one of my friends, right? One of my oldest mates. Yeah, and he listens to the podcast sometimes.
What's his name?
Stephen. Well, we call him Steve, right? Steve, if we're trying to be posh amongst yeah. Yeah. But he's like really into punk music, like a little bit like me. Massive music snob. But we discovered that he's got a bit of a penchant for S Club 7, right? So he'd probably be super jealous if I sent sent a selfie of me and Joe from, what's the second name?
O'Meara.
Joe O'Meara.
Yeah.
From S Club 7, he'd be like...
I'll make it happen then, eh?
Definitely listen to that one, I reckon.
Oh, well, I'll message her.
Yeah, give her a call or whatever.
George, can you enlighten us on some of the greatest hits of S Club 7, please? 'Cause I know you're a big fan, aren't you?
Come on now, Reach for the Stars.
Reach for the Stars.
That's by
Don't Stop Moving.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
That was the big one, I think.
Was it?
Banger.
Whatever happened to 2 lads in S Club 7? Did they go on to other things? We're not going to do a whole segment on S Club 7. I don't really care. I'm just trying to fill the dead air of it.
Let's pass it over to the S Club 7 jingle.
Well, let us know in the comments what the people from S Club 7 are doing now.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know. Do you know that they were like in their prime in 2001? So like one of the questions we wanted to pose to the team here is, what were you doing in 2001?
I don't know, touching myself and playing Elder Scrolls games probably. I don't know. But how old would I have been then? If I like say 15.
So you're at high school?
Yeah, just high school or leaving. 15, 16, I can't do the maths in my head, but like high school or leaving high school.
What did you do at high school? Like, what were your thing? Like, did you play sports? Like, what clique were you in? Like the music clique, like the...
I think I was just an in-betweener. I'd describe myself. You're not sure in-betweeners, right?
Yeah.
Probably that. In that I wasn't like... I certainly wasn't a popular kid.
Yeah.
That's probably no surprise to me. But, I just got by, like... I'd probably say in the popularity scales, it's maybe somewhere below average, I would say. I don't know. But I was quite happy with that.
Had you started facial hair at this point, 15 years old?
No, but like I did go through puberty very young. I remember being one of the first dudes in the PE changing room with a massive 70s bush. So, I remember thinking, fucking right, man. because like I suppose I wasn't really the most. I mean, like I like sport right now, but like when I was a kid, I was kind of more of an indoorsy type than I am now, almost right.
Like a fucking hermit, you. That picture that Mrs. Beard put on of a day when it was 38 degrees outside, and you're there with like a fluffy hoodie on.
Yeah, I was cold. But anyway, I wasn't a lad's lad, right? So I think the fact that I went through puberty, I think earlier than other people, was some badge of honor, I guess. But yeah, I didn't really grow facial hair, and I did shave actually when I was at school. But that's when I actually did shave.
Yeah. George, what were you doing in 2001? Were you even born then?
I was cacking me nappies, mate.
Yeah. How old were you then in 2001?
2001, I'd have been 3.
Fucking hell.
Oh, don't, mate. Come on.
I was 9. I was 9 years old. So I was at like primary school, right? That's 9 years old primary school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
On today's episode of How to Make Adam Feel Really Old. Yeah, but were we going anywhere with that? Or?
Oh no, that was just. I thought it'd be a good question to ask because I know you're old as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. Probably preparing for college,
For college,
which is in England is just like high school but different. It's not like the American version of college.
Right, on to the next section. This is Breaking Beard.
Do we get another jingle?
Roll the jingle.
Breaking Beard.
It's the little whispered Breaking Beard. It gave me a bit of a semi the first time I heard it. It's erotic. It's like some kind of ASMR thingy.
So last time on Breaking Beard, both of you got your questions right. So you didn't move any further up that scale towards eating the scorpion or the habanero pepper. Anyone who wants to know how this works, go back to last episode.
There were people in the comment section fucking tagging Peter. I don't know what it stands for. People tell us what it stands for. Like the animal protection thing.
Yeah.
You can buy scorpions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not eating it alive.
Yeah, what do you think I'm going to fucking dangle a thing? A dead scorpion, which has already been... Might have died of natural causes for all we know. It's probably not farmed to be eaten, are they? Fucking animal. Come on, George.
Right. Anyway, so here's the first question. This one's for Adam. You took... Was it English literature or language? Was it literature?
Well, you do a little bit both, but yeah, the English literature.
Fucking hell.
Did do fucking well then, did you?
This isn't breaking beans. I can tell if you put some fucking Kenko in here. But it's Kenko, isn't it? Millicano or some shit like that. I did English. Let's just say I did English literature. Yeah.
Okay, so your question is, what Scottish poet's work inspired the book titles of Mice and Men and Catcher in the Rye? Was it A, Walter Ava Scott, James Hogg, or Robert Burns?
I'm going to say Robert Burns just because he's more, I don't know, to tell you. I love Catcher in the Rye, the book.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, come
on. Okay, so now the question for Josh. What company is the biggest distributor of toys? Mattel, McDonald's, Fisher-Price?
Ooh, that's a saucy question.
I don't even know who the first one is. Mattel.
You're a dad.
Mattel.
You're a dad and you don't know what Mattel is.
I've never heard of Mattel. What's Mattel?
They make toys. It's a toy making company. Like, like iPhone, Apple make iPhones.
Yeah.
Mattel make toys.
I feel like you're fucking pulling me off here.
Maybe later. That's a good question.
I'm going to go McDonald's because I think that they've been making fucking toys forever. And like, is it quantity? Like how many they've like physical like units they've made?
What company is the biggest distributor of toys? So I assume that means
distribute them.
the amount they distribute. Yeah.
McDonald's.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes!
Look at that, man.
Man, that was fucking. I was shit myself then because I didn't know what the first one was, and then Fisher Price seemed a bit too easy. But I figured McDonald's, man, they'll be ploughing them out in little Happy Meals.
Fuck, I'm gonna have to make these fucking even harder.
Yes,
I tried making them harder this week.
They were hard, them.
They were hard. I think we're just like clearly we're just very knowledgeable.
Mate, we're not
not articulate.
We're not going to be getting an invite onto the chase anytime soon. So this is the best we're going to get. Yeah. So the main topic of this podcast is we wanted to talk about the fact that you're in the process of looking for a new residence.
Yes.
Which is why I brought it up before we started rolling to ask how you were getting on. But we're aware that you want to move house, and want to know, are you having any luck with it?
We're kind of casually looking for a new house in the sense that I really want to move house and Mrs. Beard doesn't really. So it's one of those, things. But no, we looked at a couple of houses. We've not made any groundbreaking decisions just yet.
Where's the biggest conflict lie between both of your wants for the new property?
I would say the primary conflict is that I want to live as far away from people, including Mrs. Beard's family, as possible. And Mrs. Beard doesn't want to live more than like 400 yards from my mum, which is a bit irritating. So we're trying to find a compromise.
Does Mrs. Beard's family just like roll up and just walk in?
No, they know the rules. They know the rules.
'Cause there's some families like that, isn't there, where like doors always open, just roll in at any point.
Yeah, not my house. Not even my family can come to my house unannounced. I'd be like, you can make an appointment. No, actually, no, I'm probably not going to be in. But but I don't know. We've been to see a few houses, right, and they're not that far away in time traveled, right? So like 30 minutes away, maybe. And but because they're 30 miles away, Lindsay doesn't want to move there because she can't just pop in and see a mum or a gran or a cousin or whoever. Whereas I'm not like that. I like to see my family, right? But I see them, I don't know, every couple of weeks maybe and I can afford to make the trip. You know what I mean? I could travel 40 minutes to see my sister.
Yeah,
it's not that big of a deal. So if anyone's listening to this and you follow Mrs. Beard on Instagram or whatever, just go, just barrage her with messages saying, please let Adam move house.
She might watch this episode back now and find out that you fancy that as Club 7 member.
Which she's all right. I've got credit there because she's always talking about Tom Hardy. So, she'll make no attempt to hide it either. If we're trying to pick out a film, she'll be like, ooh, Tom Hardy's in that one. All right, let's watch that then.
What are you looking for in a house?
One that's made out of bricks.
All right. Yeah. Well, everyone's fucking enlightened on this podcast this week, aren't they?
A house which is, I don't know. I would quite like I just want it to be I live in an estate now, right? A new build estate, and I don't like being. It's kind of like being battery farmed or something. You're next to so many people, and I like space, quiet, solitude. So I just want to be like in my own little kind of patch of land where I can live out my days relatively undisturbed.
The uniformity of the houses on those estates is mental.
And you're surrounded by so many people. This is not me complaining. I live in a nice house. I never thought I'd be able to. My house costs like 300 grand.
Yeah.
Never thought I would ever be able to afford that, right? But it's like a panopticon. If people know what that is, it's like everyone can see you. Like you. Not that I'm ever doing. I walk around naked a lot, so there's that. And I've got big glass bifold doors and whatnot. But you're always, if the people in front of your house can see you, the people to the side can see you, the people in the back can see you, the people out to the, because they make them in such a way that it's not really just lines. Everyone can see you. You've got like 10 houses overlooking you, which and there's the noise of an estate like that. It might not just be one person making tons of noise, but like it's just ambient noise of everything. And I'm if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm a grumpy old man at heart, right? So I just want to be in solitude, quiet peace, and I think at this point in my life, I would quite like to move to a house that I'll live in for most of the rest of my days.
I get that. Yeah, I get that. We live in a semi. We live in a 3-bed semi. We've got a garden garage. It's a really nice house. Like I was chuffed to bits with it when we got it. But we went up to Scotland recently to visit some of the missus' family, and you get a lot of house money up there, believe it or not, north of the wall. And they had a 4-bed detached house with like a driveway, and again I'm on a newish build estate, and naturally as families gets bigger, you might have a drive that fits 2 cars on, but then the kids end up getting cars, and there's cars parked on curbs, and there's double parking. That's what our estate sort of turned into. So we went up to Scotland and I saw their house, and they've got a little one like we have, and I'm like, fuck, they've got so much more room for activities in here. Like they can actually live in this house. They've got like a utility room to be able to do washing and that, and we haven't. We've got like we sound like fucking. Is this like middle class complaining or what? But
yeah, you've got some first world problems. See, I'm all right with my house. I just don't like where it is.
Yeah,
we went to see one. Actually, I told you, right, in the middle of nowhere. It was like out by Hebden Bridge, but it was quite literally, I don't know, maybe a 5-minute journey from the nearest person, apart from one house that was near it. And the dude had like a bath in his garden. So I'm thinking he's probably bathing pigs or something out there. Like, why would you have a bath in your garden?
Himself?
Unless maybe.
His OnlyFans?
And I just didn't want to, I thought, oh God, this would be perfect, if it wasn't for, but Linz doesn't want to live out in the sticks anyway, so I don't know why I went to see that. But anyway.
So is there going to be a compromise at some point, do you reckon? Do you reckon you'll be able to like meet in the middle of what you both want? And
Well, I've got to the point now where I'm kind of blackmailing her a bit, and I'm saying like, look, if we don't buy a house that is at least some distance away from people, I'm just going to go buy a house somewhere and just go live there half the week. She'd be like, you can't do that. Like, I do what I want.
have you not threatened to buy a property in America before?
I did think about that actually because
Fuck me, you get some house fee money out there.
you get a lot of house fee money, and for the immediate future, it'd be quite practical, right? If you found somewhere that was like a landing pad, somewhere like somewhere you can fly to directly, so you can fly to like Atlanta, for example, directly. It's not in the middle, but you can commute most places in the south from there, if that makes sense.
Is Houston a direct flight?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw on Instagram the other day, like this is what you get for $350,000 in Houston, Texas, and it was like a fucking mansion, mate. It was like for me, it was the dream home, like massive island in the kitchen, big open plan, nice big telly on the wall, lounge area, bedrooms off. They're kind of like bungalows. Their American houses are. They don't really do
Apart from the ones with 2 floors, yeah.
No, well, it seems like most American houses that I've seen and been in are bungalows. I spent a lot of time in like Florida and that, and they do bungalows.
Yeah.
Probably because of hurricanes, they just rip them to like, you want them low down.
Maybe, yeah. And obviously, a lot of them made out of wood as well, which makes them cheaper. But I think the space is less at a premium there, right? There's literally more space. It's a bigger country, so you would expect that house prices are lower. But yeah, I mean, my search for a house is not particularly interesting. I'll let you know when I've got any news about it, yeah. But I absolutely won't do like a welcome to my house. We bought a new house thumbnail where I'm like pointing at this house in the background.
George, can you clip this? Because I reckon that he'll actually do it.
I definitely won't do it.
It's a bit like what he said about his Tesla. He's like, I'll keep it quiet on a Tesla. Next thing he's run out of ideas. It's fucking Christmas. He's going, I'm eating everything my Tesla tells me to eat.
To be fair, I thought that was a good idea. I knew it was a bit clickbait, but I thought it was like a cool idea for doing it. Even if I didn't film it, like just eating places the car recommends. It's a nice twist. But no, I didn't do it when I moved to this house.
Have you seen Rate My Takeaway recently? It's got a brand new like Rate My Takeaway van, like a Volkswagen Transporter, all like campered out.
I Haven't seen it, but you told me about it.
Yeah.
When do we get one? Do we get a Breaking Beard one? Or have we not sold enough Breaking Beans coffee?
We're gonna have to fucking discontinue Breaking Beans soon, I think, because no fucker's ordering it.
I'll go on there and I'll order like 2 tons.
But yeah, it was funny because I flicked through the video where he does the reveal of this the camper van.
He did an actual video for it.
Yeah, and he took the dude that campered it out for some food. That was like an episode. But he's rolling to Wales to go pick it up in his Range Rover. I don't know if like people know I don't know if people pay that much attention, but it's got like he's driving for this brand new Volkswagen.
He's driving in his Rangy to get a new van.
Yeah. I'm like, whoa, man's doing all right.
He's a bit of a wheeler dealer though, isn't he? I bet he's selling. What did he sell his broken chair for? 50 grand. That probably covered it, right?
Mate, you'll be selling your knickers next. After you can sell those that you just shit in this morning when you came in. He fucking walked in.
Selling them. I don't have any left.
Lads, I were eating yesterday and it's not come out. It went over in corner over there.
That's a really accurate bit.
Oh my God, it fucking stinks of shit here. It's red hot. But in a loose connection to us talking about your house, we figured it'd be a good idea to try and allow you to guess what these celebrities may have in their house. And like, you need to go pretty extravagant. So I'll tell you the celebrity and I want you to try and guess what is in their property as like an activity or like a talking point.
Right, okay.
Does that make sense?
Not really. Are you going to tell me, is there like a list of things? Because if you say like, I don't know,
there isn't
Matthew Broderick or something, I'm going to say probably a toilet.
All right, so
a kitchen.
So I can give you one example, right? So if I say to you, what do you think John Travolta has got in his home? And I think it's quite well documented as to what he's
got. I would know that one, yeah, because it's not in his home, is it? But on his grounds.
Yeah.
You talk about his fucking runway and his plane.
So he's got 2 runways. So John Travolta has got 2 runways leading to the front door of his home in Ocala, Florida, and he has served as a Qantas ambassador since 2002. So that's pretty fucking baller, isn't it? And he can fly a 737, a 747, a 707, and he owns at least 7 planes, including a Boeing 707.
One of my mates can fly those things.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can fly every one of those models, but yeah, one of my mates is a pilot.
How fucking nuts is that? So you understand the concept of it now. So the first one I want you to try and hazard a guess, right?
Is this what I was just about to say? What the fuck is this podcast about? Is this what it is? This is the main section.
It's
Right,
just a section of the of us waffling shit
I got it.
for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So Celine Dion, talk us what's going through your mind.
What does Celine Dion? Can I have a clue or something? Because I feel like I mean, she could have anything.
What songs does she sing?
I mean, so something that's particularly ostentatious that's in her house that wouldn't be in a normal house.
Yeah.
It could be like a piano even, but like I imagine it's not that small.
Think bigger.
A scale replica of the front part of the Titanic, so she can recreate that scene.
That's pretty good. That
I don't know. I've got no fucking idea. She's Canadian, right? A massive bag of ketchup flavour crisps. I fucking love those out there. I have no idea. I don't know.
All right, so Celine Dion has got a fully fledged water park at her house.
Shit.
So she's got her very own 500,000 gallon outdoor water park in Florida. So this seems like all celebrities move to Florida. It's got water slides, water cannons, and a lazy river. As George just put in the notes, while it seems extravagant, she's definitely saving a lot of dollars on trips to SeaWorld and Typhoon Lagoon. SeaWorld's a fucking animal park, mate. It's not like a water park.
It's just copied and pasted from a website.
She's not riding on the back of fucking Free Willy.
That's the end of Titanic, innit? That's how we all escape. I thought. Not seen it.
That was it in the alternative cut, the director's extended edition. She doesn't really strike me as the kind of person who, and this is not a criticism of Celine Dion, as the kind of person who would be fun enough to want that. I don't look at Celine Dion and think she'd be bags of fun. You know?
I mean, like,
what's your favourite Celine Dion song? That's a question. I know we're off on a tangent here. That's not in the show notes, but
the only Titanic one is the only one that I would know. What else does she sing?
I don't know.
Are you joking,
That's the only
man?
one I know.
Look how offended he is. It's on his fucking
boys.
Spotify playlist. Go on, tell us then.
Well, I mean, like, I think my favourite is the one that was actually, I think it was written by Jim Steinberg, the dude that wrote all Meatloaf songs.
Yeah.
I think it was supposed to be originally a Meatloaf song, All Coming Back to Me. When I touch you like this.
Ah, yeah.
And when I, something like that. It was not long ago, but it's all coming back to me. George, can you put a bit of auto-tune on that in the edit? Yeah.
That sounds like it could be a Meatloaf song, doesn't it? As well,
He did.
I get it, yeah.
I think it was supposed to be. It's very operatic, but then he actually did a version of it like years later, because it was originally supposed to be a duet band. But she's done shit tons of stuff.
The
man.
Power of Love.
Yeah, Power of
How's
Love.
that
go? I don't know. It's not really that. It doesn't have that much of a motif to it. What's the other one? Baby, think twice for the sake of our love, for the memories. You know,
Is that
man,
to love you, is that to love you more? Maybe.
No, what? But look back before you leave my life. Be sure before you walk out the door. This is turning like these mics make me sound actually pretty good. Can I get them at least for the next Christmas song?
This is still going to be a new segment. Beard sings.
I mean, that
do you know that?
How
song?
do you not know those songs?
No idea.
Fuck's sake, boys. I'm not even really into pop music, and I mean,
When did Titanic come out? When was she big?
96, 97 that came out, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't born.
All right, but I mean, like,
that'll
I wasn't born in 1962, but I know most of Buddy Holly's songs. I wasn't born in 1982.
97, My Heart Will Go On. Were you born in 97?
98.
Oh, yeah, fucking hell.
Can we just acknowledge that I got the year the Titanic came out there right as well?
Congratulations.
Can I get a bonus point on the... No? All right, okay. What are we on to next? What's next?
So Paris Hilton is the next celebrity I want you to guess as to what she would have in her house. Look at him turning his nose up. You never watched the Paris Hilton TV show?
No.
They were like a reality show, weren't they?
Was it?
She did a sex tape, but then she also did a reality show. I think she's the reason that Kim Kardashian is famous, actually.
She kind of blazed that trail before Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
What does Paris Hilton have in a house? I don't know. A cabinet full of nothing, because she never won any Oscars for acting. I don't know. Let me give me a little clue, maybe. And then
She likes dogs.
She likes dogs.
Do you like dogs?
Like a little reconstructed Crufts course. I don't know.
So apparently she's got a dog mansion. So on the grounds of her property, Hilton has purchased a $325,000 McMansion built just for her dogs. The home is an exact replica of her own mansion and is located in her gardens overlooking the pool. The doghouse has got 2 floors, heating, air conditioning, and even a chandelier.
Nice.
Imagine having that much money that you could do that.
I can't imagine having that. But we're going back to the lottery episode here. I can't imagine having that much money. And if I did, I wouldn't be building doggy mansions.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd build a Mrs. Beard mansion. She can live off, she can live off premises somewhere.
All right, next celebrity, Bill Gates. I fucking guarantee you ain't getting this one.
No.
No.
Can I have a clue then? You send me on the right track. Some kind of just like an area. It's so abstract you can't even give me a clue.
Maybe all right. So I guess it's exercise related, which you wouldn't.
I don't know.
You wouldn't put
a basketball court.
I'll say it's not for him, but it's for his kids.
A basketball court. No.
So according to George's research, he's got a trampoline room. So and his property is worth $127 million, and the property features a 60-foot pool. Stocked stream of salmon and trout, and all the technology gadgets a person could need. And it also includes a trampoline room with high ceilings and colourful decor for his children. That's a bit extravagant.
Not gonna lie, I'm most impressed by the salmon stream there.
Yeah, you got some on your eye. You got like a bit of fluff under your eyeball. This side, there you go.
Oh, thanks, mate.
I wonder if he's got the bears to go with the salmon stream to make it authentic, like black bears or grizzly bears. Somebody will fucking correct me in the comments for that.
I think you go fishing for lunch. Straight into a frying pan.
That were a good sound effect.
Nice bit of salmon.
Right, last one. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
Can we have some? I want all of you.
come on! Get the fuck out of town! Is this going to be there's something I know that he famously has. I don't know if it's going to be the thing. He's got a tank.
That's correct.
Is that what it is?
That is correct.
I knew that because I've seen a couple of videos where he's like pure driving around this tank, smoking a stogie.
According to that, he trained on the tank while he served in the Austrian army in 1991. He paid $20,000 to have the tank shipped to his California home, and the 50-ton machine became a way to keep kids in school because he invites disadvantaged or at-risk youth to check out the tank during a series of after-school programs, and those that stay in school got to drive the tank. So still today, he uses the massive vehicle to earn funds to support youth education.
Good lad, isn't he?
So,
Arnold.
What a man. What a man. So this poses the next question. What would be the most extravagant thing that you would have in your dream home? Dig deep for this one, son.
I don't think I would have anything like a home gym. Is that extravagant? Or
That's not fucking extravagant.
I need to go higher than that.
You need to
All
go
right,
higher.
fucking hell, don't get angry with me.
Like a McDonald's franchise or like an eating room or...
No, I wouldn't have that. Just give me a second to think. I think I would have... Could I have like a home recording studio? Is that extravagant, or am I not allowed that?
Yeah.
I'd have a fully like stocked out, recorded, soundproofed, massive studio, bunch of guitars in there, a bunch of drum kits, and maybe some maracas. I just have some stuff to make music, and that would be my vice. I think the one thing that nothing that pointless like a fucking water park in my house or anything like that. Something that I would get practical use out of. If I had a water park in my house, I'd never use it. Yeah. I'm not really into fun activities.
You'd be like the new Dr. Dre getting a studio in your home, throwing down some
Maybe
beats.
I'd have like a movie room. That's not really that extravagant. A lot of people have those these days.
Yeah.
I've seen a bunch of houses actually on Rightmove that have them.
A movie room?
Yeah, you know where they've got like a projector comes down. They've got like full, like really those lazy boy seats or some,
That's wild because again, you see them on the $300,000 properties in fucking Texas, but like land is a premium over here. So to find a property with enough space,
well, a lot of them don't. Like when you see those houses with like swimming pools and they're like $600,000, and the swimming pool takes up 80% of the house, so the rest of it's really tiny. I might, if I could be selfless for a second, I might get a swimming pool because Lynn's loves to swim, but she hates like the whole, the effort of going to shitty gyms near where we live, and just being involved with people swimming like tits and stuff like that, and having to avoid them because it is. I don't really swim, I mean, I can't swim, but you know, like I can imagine what it would be like if you go lane swimming and it's really busy and you've got some tit going really slow in front of you.
Ball ache. So when I was training for triathlon last year, I was going in and swimming at the Village Hotel around the corner from the studio.
Nice.
And
Posh.
there was only 2 lanes. There was like, I guess, slow lane, fast lane. But that's subjective, right? Like that's
Yeah.
So fucking Deirdre, who goes for a morning lengths, goes in the fast lane, but she didn't want to get her. Yeah, she goes for a morning length.
She likes the morning length.
Gets rodded.
Oh, fuck's sake, man!
She goes and does a morning lengths in the fucking fast lane, but she didn't want to get her hair wet. So she's got, you know, like the curled hair,
never get
like
that.
perfectly curled hair.
Yeah. And yeah.
You're fucking like whizzing
would you
past
have gone
her.
the slow
She's
lanes?
like, maniac. I'm like, fuck off, Deirdre. Fuck off to the slow lane. Like, I'm trying to get some. How am I going to train for a triathlon? And you're like a shit frog, just. Oh, fuck me.
Great imagery, yeah. You're like a shit frog. No, I get that. Like, that's the same with me. Like, I'll never go back to a public gym because I just can't tolerate it. I'd need to train like just by myself. Yeah, I definitely have if I could choose a few things that aren't that ostentatious: gym, swimming pool, maybe like a music room.
I think I'd totally take up. Probably not so good in the UK, but I'd definitely like a water park. That'd be pretty cool. I'd be down for that. I've got a baby now. You know, like there's hours of fun there.
Can you imagine the danger of that? You know, you're throwing her straight in the deep end. I'll come get you in a second. Learn how to swim, quick.
George, you want to take that opportunity for the segue, do you?
That's a perfect segue.
I've got something for you because I've been in contact with the same in-house band who's produced a jingle for a new section that we're going to call Josh's Fathering Fails, since they are so common that we're going to make it a full fucking segment. Play the jingle, someone.
Till is bumping her head, falling down the stairs. It's time we hear the tales of Josh's fathering fails.
In what way have you endangered your child's life this week?
I actually started feeling a bit guilty because you two have actually made a segment about this. And
we're overdoing it a bit, but like it's just you keep telling me that your kid's like fallen down this or like tripped over that. So.
It turns out it's pretty common. I've spoken to other parents, so I think it is a pretty common thing. So like, you know, child line or whatever it is, don't come at me, please. But on this week's edition of My Fathering Fails, it's a pretty bad one actually, which to the extent that our childminders have had to fill out a form.
That does sound bad.
So we went to Scotland last weekend to visit the Mrs. family, as I just mentioned, and in their back garden. So they had like sort of like a sloped area, like, and I mean the gradient is like minimal, 2 degrees. So it's like a really long, just like little slope. And they had this little bike for their little boy. He was a bit older. I think he's like 2.5. So Tilly, she wanted to have a go on it. So I put her on it at the top of this slope.
How old is she?
15 months. So
I'm starting to see where this went wrong. Okay, yeah.
So I put her on it at the top of the slope and I stand in front and she's like big grin on her face. I pointed the bike at me and I let go of her and she came towards me just at a nice steady pace, just a big smile on her face. I'm like, oh, class. So I picked her up on the bike and I took her back to the top of the hill. Now, to the right hand side, obviously the slope has got like the rest of the gardens there.
Yeah.
And you're talking maybe like 3 inches drop, if that, 2 inches, 1 inch. So maybe it starts at 3 at the top, 2, 1. Like that's how minimal the slope is.
I'm familiar with 3 inches. Yeah.
And but they've got like almost like stone chips, not like flagged area.
Right. Okay.
So I take her to the top and she sets off again. And I thought, she's fine. Like she's done it once. Like she just went like that. I fucking turned it. And it was like slow motion. I couldn't get there in time. And she just went, and she hit the side and just sort of flopped
into the stone chips.
And I thought, nah, it's not that bad. And then she started crying. And I picked her up and looked at her head and she had 2 big like dints in her head and that were bleeding.
Stone chips that were sticking out her head.
So she cut her head on my watch on the day that we were going home. Everyone's like, fucking hell, Josh.
So it ruined the trip. No, it does happen because my sister's got she doesn't have a nephew. My nephew, my sister's child, he's always like smashing his face into stuff. So I think we probably overdo it, but it's a good segment.
So I took her to childcare the day after. So we come back from Scotland, you know, sleep, go to childcare, and she's got 2 big scabs on her head. So I hand her over to childcare and I'm like, oh, she fell over this weekend. She were on a bike. She fell off the bike, banged her head, two big scabs on her head. Yeah. And they're like, all right, okay. So I thought, no, of it went to work. come to pick her up at 4 o'clock, and they bring her back out and hand this piece of paper to me. They're like, you need to sign this form. And I'm like, what's this form? And it's like, major injury form. They were like, because it's an injury on a head, we've got to fill out this form as part of Ofsted. And you've got to acknowledge that because it's a cut on a head, it's a major injury, and you've caused it to tell us like how you looked after her after that, like give her paracetamol or like
I suppose
Calpol.
it's kind of like just part of them making sure that the kids aren't being abused at home and whatnot.
Yeah, but I was
intentionally. I mean, you just do it by not observing your kids when they're on a fucking bike. But,
I'm like signing this document going, oh fuck, Mrs. is gonna kill me. But yeah, so that's my fathering fails of the week.
Until he's all right otherwise. It's
she's fine.
Form, and I'm sure she'll be tough as nuts when she gets older.
She's bounced. She bounced like 9 lives in it. So we've used 3 or 4, I think. But yeah, that's it. If you've got any good parenting fails, like please do add them to the comments below.
To make Josh feel slightly better.
I need to make sure that I'm not doing this wrong. It's awful, mate. Like when you have a kid, no one tells you what to do. You've just got to try and figure it out. I'm really lucky that damn it.
I feel like don't put a 15-month-year-old on a bike. Is that rudimentary? Even I wouldn't do that. Anyway,
you might do.
I don't want to make you feel bad. You're doing a good job by procreating, and
Yeah. If anything, this serves as a purpose for you to not have kids.
Yeah, no,
so I try and give you my information and more to sway you away from the fact
I know. Lindsay doesn't like me coming and doing these. She's like, you're not meeting Josh again, are you? He's going to tell you not to have kids.
You don't need this shit in your life, mate.
Yeah.
All right, so that's another one in the bag there for you, Mr. Adam. I will just quickly say, is that what people call you when you're at hotels abroad? Do check in, Mr. Adam.
They normally say, they know that the tradition is to say, use a person's surname.
I've lost me. I need a bit of coffee.
Yeah, me too, actually.
What we are going to do, again, we really enjoyed it last time we do a Q&A, so we want to run another Q&A session. So if you've got any questions you want to ask Adam or myself, put them in the comments of this video.
Don't ask the question, how are you not fat? Please. I beg, don't do that. Because we were saying at the beginning, like a lot of new people are discovering the concept for the first time. God, man, I'm getting fucking waves of those. I'm just leaving that link. I'll leave a link to the podcast so people know it exists.
It's like, fuck, I have to listen to 90 minutes of these idiots.
Do you know how many people I got saying to me, like, I can't believe you never mentioned this podcast before. Why has it been secret for like half a year? I'm like, well, I kind of liked it when it was a bit secret, But anyway, so you do an outro.
It would be nice you to finally shout us out, you fucking bell end. Like,
well, I just want to see how it's going first, man. I thought it was going to be a shit show. Turns out it is a shit show, but people like it.
So yeah, if you've got any questions for either of us, the comment section of this video, make it happen, and we will record one probably next week and get it out ASAP. Any final comments from you?
No, not really. Thanks for listening. And yeah, if you're going to leave a question down there, make it an interesting one.
Be creative. There's some creative individuals in that comment section, so I think we'll get some good ones. George, no pressure, lad, but this needs to be out first thing in the morning, so fucking crack on. Catch you on the next one. Peace.